Day 14. Energy feels solid for the first time in months. Day 28. Brain fog lifted somewhere around week 3, didn't notice exactly when. Day 45. Flatline hits hard, zero drive, heavy limbs, motivation gone. He posts in forums. Is this normal? When does it get better? Gets 20 answers, all different. Nobody warned him the journey moves in waves, not straight lines. Most men expect linear progress. Day 30 better than day 15. Day 60 better than day 30. The body delivers something messier. Surges followed by crashes, clarity followed by fog, confidence followed by doubt. Understanding the actual timeline prevents unnecessary suffering. The first 4 weeks of semen retention aren't about dramatic transformations. They're about subtle shifts happening beneath the surface, shifts that lay the groundwork for everything that follows. Here's what happens in the body during this early phase. When a man stops ejaculating, the hormonal system begins to recalibrate. Men who abstain short-term testosterone levels peak around day 7, reaching nearly 146% of baseline. This isn't permanent, it settles back down, but it signals the body starting to conserve and redirect energy. Why does this matter? During frequent ejaculation, the body releases prolactin, a hormone that creates feelings of satisfaction and temporarily lowers drive. It also causes dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical, to drop after orgasm. When a man retains, prolactin stays lower and dopamine regulation steadies out. The brain's reward system isn't riding a spike crash roller coaster anymore. It stabilizes. In weeks 1 through 4, this stabilization translates into observable changes. Energy doesn't drain after release, so it accumulates. A man might notice he holds eye contact a half-second longer than usual. His posture straightens without conscious effort. Conversations flow with less hesitation. These aren't magical shifts. They're the result of steadier hormones and a nervous system that's not constantly recovering from depletion. Women don't consciously detect testosterone levels, but they notice the side effects. Confidence shows in body language. A man who feels grounded takes up space differently. His voice carries weight. He doesn't fidget or look away first. These microsignals register subconsciously, creating a sense of presence that wasn't there before. Men in the first month frequently mention small moments. A coworker maintaining eye contact during a meeting, a barista smiling longer, a stranger on the subway glancing twice. The common thread isn't that women suddenly find them irresistible. It's that subtle shifts in energy and body language make them more noticeable. He's 3 weeks in. At a coffee shop, ordering his usual. The woman behind the counter hands him his change. Their eyes meet. She holds the gaze for a beat longer than normal. Her smile lingers. He doesn't overthink it, but he notices. Walking out, he catches his reflection in the window, shoulders back, chin level. Something has shifted, not in her, but in the way he carries himself. That shift is what she responded to. Here's the truth most content misses. The first 4 weeks aren't about guaranteed results. Individual variance matters. Some men report changes within days. Others need the full month to feel anything. Baseline hormone levels, lifestyle factors, and stress all play roles. The practical advice for this phase is simple. Track it. Keep a daily log of mood, energy, and social interactions. Note when eye contact feels easier or when conversations flow better. This isn't about obsessing over every glance from a stranger. It's about building self-awareness. The internal changes matter more than external validation during this period. Don't expect fireworks in week 1. The early phase is about building a foundation. The body is adjusting, hormones are stabilizing, and energy is redirecting. Think of it like planting seeds. The first month is about roots growing underground. The visible growth comes later. By week 4, most men report a baseline shift. Less brain fog, more consistent energy, better mood stability. Women might not consciously think, that man is retaining. But they pick up on the confidence, the eye contact, the steadiness. Those signals register as attraction cues. This early phase sets the stage. The hormonal foundation is solidifying. The energy is accumulating. And in the weeks that follow, those subtle beginnings amplify into something more noticeable. Early patterns mapped, foundation set. Now navigate middle and advanced phases where real transformation either solidifies or unravels, and women start noticing. After the first month, the subtle shifts become something harder to ignore. The foundation built in weeks 1 through 4 starts showing visible results. This is when women begin noticing, not because anything magical happens, but because the internal changes translate into unmistakable external presence. Here's what happens as retention continues past the early phase. Testosterone levels stabilize at higher baseline levels. Men tracked through 3 weeks of abstinence showed testosterone concentrations elevated compared to their baseline. The body isn't spiking and crashing anymore. It's operating at a new normal. This sustained hormonal optimization creates consistent energy rather than the roller coaster of frequent ejaculation. Why does this matter for attraction? Testosterone influences more than muscle and libido. It affects vocal depth, facial structure through subtle fluid shifts, and even scent. Androstenedione, a compound in male sweat, influences how women perceive attractiveness. When hormones stabilize at higher levels, these chemical signals strengthen. Women don't consciously think, his pheromones are different. They just feel drawn without knowing why. Between weeks 5 and 8, most men report a noticeable shift in social dynamics. Eye contact becomes magnetic rather than just confident. Conversations flow with a natural authority. Women initiate more, starting conversations, asking questions, finding reasons to be physically closer. Men in retention communities consistently point to this 6 to 8 week window as the turning point where attraction becomes obvious. Week 7, he's at a networking event talking with colleagues. A woman from another department approaches. She touches his arm while laughing at a comment. The conversation extends. She asks questions, leans in when he talks, holds eye contact 3 seconds longer than normal. At the end, she suggests coffee sometime. He didn't pursue. She did. This wasn't happening 2 months ago. The mechanism behind this progression involves more than hormones. Brain pathways reshape through sustained practice. When a man stops the constant dopamine hits from ejaculation, the reward system recalibrates. This neuroplasticity makes normal interactions more rewarding. He becomes more present in conversations because his brain isn't seeking the next hit. That presence registers as charisma. By month 3, the effects stabilize into a new baseline. Energy levels stay high. Social confidence becomes automatic rather than something requiring effort. The body has adapted to conservation mode, redirecting resources that were constantly depleted. Men at this stage report women noticing them in ways that feel effortless. Sustained eye contact from strangers, Compliments on appearance, unprompted physical touch during conversations. Month 3. He walks into a coffee shop. The woman at the counter smiles before he reaches the register. While ordering, she asks about his day, maintains eye contact throughout the transaction. Another customer, a woman waiting for her drink, glances over twice, then asks if he comes here often. Simple conversation, but the openings keep appearing. He's not chasing attention, it finds him. Here's the practical application. Sustain the practice with lifestyle support. Exercise amplifies the effects. Lifting weights further optimizes testosterone. Cardiovascular work improves circulation and energy. Track social interactions weekly. Note patterns. How often women initiate, quality of eye contact, physical proximity during conversations. This data builds awareness and motivation. The misconceptions need addressing. Individual variance matters significantly. A man starting with low testosterone or poor health won't see the same timeline as someone with optimized baseline factors. Some report noticeable changes by week 4. Others need 8 to 10 weeks. Starting health, stress levels, sleep quality, and nutrition all influence the timeline. This isn't magic. It's biology optimizing when given the right conditions. The body conserves resources, hormones stabilize, brain pathways adapt, and presence strengthens. Women respond to these changes because attraction operates on subconscious signals: confidence, energy, scent, vocal tone, eye contact. When these signals align, attraction becomes evident. The full timeline looks like this. Weeks 1 through 4 build the foundation with subtle internal shifts. Weeks 5 through 8 amplify those shifts into noticeable external changes. Month 3 onward stabilizes the effects into a sustained new baseline. The progression is real, documented in both hormonal studies and thousands of practitioner reports. Maintenance requires consistency. One release doesn't destroy progress, but frequent relapses reset the timeline. The body needs sustained retention to maintain hormonal optimization and neuroplasticity. Think of it like training for strength. Gains accumulate with consistency, diminish with inconsistency. Notice what happens when a man commits to the full progression. Energy that was depleted rebuilds. Confidence that was fleeting becomes permanent. Attraction that required effort becomes natural. The timeline varies by individual, but the pattern holds. Early phase builds internally, middle phase shows externally, advanced phase sustains permanently. Early weeks build the foundation quietly. Later months amplify presence noticeably. Sustained practice transforms attraction from effort into natural magnetism. This week, track one thing: how women respond during conversations. Notice who initiates eye contact, who asks questions, who stays close. Write down 3 interactions where you felt presence, not performance. That awareness accelerates everything. Drop your timeline breakthrough in comments. Hit like if these phases matched your experience. Subscribe for retention strategies grounded in biology, not hype. Your attraction grows when energy aligns with consistency.